Hi there. Well, I've just finished watching the drama about Noele Gordon called Nolly in three parts. And the third part I'd missed somehow or other, something gone wrong with the recording. So I managed to download the third episode. So I was quite glad about that. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was very interesting. I didn't realise in the final episode the thing about Jill's wedding and the episode in Venice, but so that came as a bit of a surprise to me. Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I thought that Helena Bonham Carter did an excellent job playing Noele Gordon, and it was very sad in a lot of parts. Now, there was one thing where they recreate her and Tony Adams going out window shopping of an evening outside Rackham's, except it wasn't Rackham's. It was some other mocked up store, because having worked at Rackham's when I first left school, I could spot that straight away. And the window dressing certainly was not up to the standard of Rackham's as it would have been back in the day. Anyway, when I worked at Rackham's, at one point I was on the menswear department, and I'd frequently see people who appeared in Crossroads coming through Rackham's. I see them around the town because if I'd worked at other stores, I'd see them around and about. Anyway, the first department that I was on in Rackham's on was gents outfitting, and I used to be on the part that sold swimwear. What a weird combination this was: swimwear and cufflinks. And Noele Gordon used to come in once, sometimes twice a week, and buy cufflinks from me. And she always came in with a big brown fur coat, just like the one that Helena Bonham Carter was wearing in the series, in TV series. And she'd come up and she'd say, "Oh, hello, young man. Can you show me such and such onyx cufflinks?" She was always buying them as gifts for people. Now I don't know who these people were, but she used to buy a lot, and it was rare if I didn't see her once a week. Sometimes it'd be every other couple of weeks, and then she'd buy a couple, and she'd ask if they could be gift wrapped, etc. She had a loud voice, so you couldn't really miss her. But when she spoke to me, she always treated me with utter courtesy, as I did her. She was very polite and nice lady. But when she leant forward, quite often I could smell a little whiff of either gin or whiskey. But she wasn't she wasn't sort of falling about or anything like that. So I'd see her regularly. Then I was working at another store, which was a bookstore in a bookshop in the city centre called Hudson's Books, and a couple that used to come in there was Anne George, who played Amy Turtle, and her husband. And she'd turn up and she had one of those fake telephone voices, like Thora Hird used to do in some of those 60s series she was in. Anyway, she'd come in and she'd be with her husband. He had a flat cap. He seemed a very nice chap, but she had this affected voice on, and she had this stole around her shoulders. And I can't remember the things that she wanted anyway. As she walked off this one time, a woman shouted over her saying, "Hey, Amy Turtle, don't you realise you've got a dead dog on your shoulders?" I think she ignored that remark. The other one that used to come in was Roger Tongue, who played Sandy, and that was. He's still sort of a reddish hair at that time, and he was quite slight. Originally, he'd been, I think he'd been a messenger or something like that at the GPO in the Birmingham city centre. Never ever saw him in anything else. And there again, I can't remember what books he wanted because it's so long ago. Another person that I used to see quite regularly was the actress Jane Rossington, who played Noele Gordon's daughter. She was around and about quite a lot, and I'd sometimes see her if I was going through Boots department store. She'd been there on a Saturday afternoon, or she'd been a local hostelry called the Trocadero in the city centre, and she'd be meeting up with friends there. Anyway, that's my pretty much my Crossroads memories. You see them up about all over the place.